Hello, thank you so much for joining me for your reading. So I am doing the breakup reading for you. All of the cards have already been shuffled. I'm just pulling your reading. So keep in mind as well, on this camera, if the camera zooms in and is on a specific card, I'll pull a clarifier card so we can get more information on that. So question number one is, why did we break up? Question number two is, what could I do differently? Question number three is, will they come back? Will they come back? Question number four is, what should I learn? And then question number five is, do they regret breaking up? Do they regret breaking up? Okay. And then as well, okay, so we already have a clarifier that they want us to pull. Once we're done with this part of the reading, we'll do the bonuses. There's 3 bonus cards that come with the reading with 5 cards. So after we are done with this part of the reading, then we'll go through and we will pull your bonus cards. So, question number one, why did we break up? This is showing as the energy of the Five of Pentacles. So, the Five of Pentacles is about worry. It's about a worry of a sense of loss. I feel that with this connection, you were enjoying it, but you were always kind of worried about when it would end or how it would end or what does the ending look like. So you really spent a lot of time focusing on how things would end. So the energy with that, when you're focusing on how things end, one, you're not paying attention to the here and now. So it's almost like going to a play and the whole time trying to figure out how it ends, and then you miss all the music in the middle and you miss the funny jokes because you're so focused on that energy of how does it end? How does it end? So I would really start working on that vibration, as opposed to when you start meeting someone trying to figure out how it will end. I would really say to yourself, this is a whole new experience. I don't know how any of this goes. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. I'm really looking forward to enjoying this connection, as opposed to kind of having this over and over feeling of how is this going to end and how am I going to be hurt at the end. So, question number two, what can I do differently? This is showing up as the Judgment card. So, the energy of the Judgment is about final clarity and decision. It's about finding your purpose, finding the reasons. It's the second to the last card in the whole journey that we have as humans. So, I really feel that what you could do differently is when these people come in, you're not going to want to try and figure out what the end is. You're really going to want to be in the moment with this person because there's a specific reason that they're there for you. So, one of the things that you could do differently is, like we talked about with the first card, where when someone comes in, you're just going with the flow. You literally don't know if that's the only time you're ever going to see that person or if you're going to be friends with them for the next 20 years. Like, you have no um, you're not trying to put any control on the length of time that this is happening for you. So then the next question is, will they come back? This is showing as no. Maybe another time. Asking again can be frustrating, but there's no answer for you right now other than no. So this is, I noticed, more about time, which is kind of what has been coming up in your energy, is the idea of how long something is going to take. And you spend so much time thinking about how long things are going to take that you're actually making the good things shorter and the bad things longer. So it's the equivalent of when you go into your job and you're like, you've been there for 15 minutes and you're like, okay, well, I have 8 hours. Oh, that seems so long. But then when you have the last 15 minutes, you're like, oh my God, this is taking forever. And that's kind of what you're doing with the energy of relationships. You are making the fun part seem shorter because it's like, oh, well, this is really fun, but what happens if it starts, like, what happens if it falls apart? So it doesn't show at this time that this person will be coming back to this connection. There could be a possibility, but it would hinge more on no. A lot would have to shift energetically on both sides in order for both people to use their free will to want to be in this connection again. So the next one is, what should I learn? This is showing as the reverse stars. So the reverse star is about some depression. I do feel that this other person in the connection was dealing with some depression that they weren't communicating with you about. I feel that this person was not as open because they never really came from a background where that was something that they could share. So, a lot of the connection that you had with this person during that time, they were battling depression as well. So, you were kind of dealing with not only learning and growing in the connection with each other, but you weren't really getting the full picture of what was happening with the person. And so that made it a little bit more difficult for you to actually like act and react because sometimes you felt like things were your fault or you felt like that person was upset with you. And in all actuality, they were struggling on their own. So then they want us to pull another clarity on that one. So then the clarity on this is what should I learn? And it was showing the star. So then the clarity is showing us the reverse Four of Cups. So the reverse Four of Cups is about a new outlook. It's about a new direction. Didn't really land on anything, so I don't pull a card unless it lands on the card. A new direction, a missed opportunity. I feel that there were things that you were definitely going to learn in this connection that are really going to take you far. Like you are definitely going to have an opportunity in a moment when you look at this relationship and you say, "Oh, now I get it. Now I see what was happening." So you're going to want to make sure that you don't miss any opportunities in the idea of reviewing this connection and seeing what you would do differently and then what would be happening the next time. So then, do they regret breaking up? Is showing us yes, it is destined. Keep focus, it has been decided. So I do feel that this person regrets breaking up. I don't feel that that's going to change anything. The reason that this person is feeling regret is because they didn't get help with the depression part of it, and you kind of paid the toll for that. So they do have some things that they regret, but even though we have things we regret in life, it doesn't mean that we would really change anything sometimes. So then the clarity on that is showing up as the reverse Four of Wands. So the reverse Four of Wands is the energy of like being ready for for things to change. Like there were arguments, there were things that this person was like, "Oh, but I couldn't fix this, I couldn't change that." So the reason that they're regretting, or the thing that they're regretting, is that they didn't really communicate with you. That you kind of didn't have a fair opportunity in this relationship and you didn't really know that. So that is the biggest part that they regret about breaking up, but they don't see it as a reason to rekindle the situation at this time. All right, so that is the first part, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull you for your bonus card some of the energy romance cards. So the first one is going to be energy you want. Focus on this energy, and the very last one is the energy that you need. So with these cards, what I suggest is you either meditate on the things you learn in them, or you use them as the basis for a journal while you kind of work on shifting your energy so that you don't experience the same things that you experienced in the connection the first time around. So we have energy want, which is showing as holding hands. So the energy of holding hands is very simple. It says holding hands with your partner is a fun way to connect. So when you're holding hands with somebody, you're on a journey with them, you're going on a walk with them, you're spending time with that person. So the energy that I really see you wanting is just where that other person is consistent in your life. So you're really going to want to either journal or meditate on holding hands, imagine what it's like taking a walk with that person and being in their energy and being with them. The second one is focus on this energy, and this is making plans. Making plans with your partner is a wonderful way to co-create. So, what you really want to do though is make sure that you have your plans set before the new person comes in. So, you want to make sure that when you are focusing on the energy of making plans, that you're making plans for yourself, for your own life, and that you're letting things grow with the person, but you want to have some independence when you're meeting that person. And then the energy you need is happy. Happiness in self is the first block and a very solid foundation. So you really need to work on finding happiness, looking at ways that you can find that happiness without having another person in your life. Being able to orchestrate happiness and bring it into the connection with you rather than expecting the connection to provide it for you. All right, well, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I look forward to reading for you again.